with Chapter 138 of the Massachusetts General Laws, a public hearing will be held by the Board of Selectmen in Room 14, Town Hall, 235 North Street, on Wednesday, November 18, 2009, at 8:45 p.m. on the application of Gatherings, Inc., DBA, the Senate Cafe, for a common victualler/wine and malt beverage license. License is to be exercised at 118 Park Street, North Reading, Massachusetts, in a single-story building containing approximately 1,752 square feet, with 2 rooms for drinking and eating, lunch counter, kitchen, lavatories, and 4 entrances and exits. This is from the Board of Selectmen. So we can establish some rules of decorum. Seems to me that the last time we had a hearing, there was a lot of shouting at the end of the meeting on the outside. I would ask all of you to maintain your composure. There'll be police on duty. Second, the rules will be such. You raise your hand to be recognized. You proceed to the podium. You have 2 minutes to speak in favor or against the proposal. When you get to the podium, you cite your name and address. If you are not a North Reading resident, you will not be allowed to speak. However, you may stay and listen to the debate on this issue.
Unless council.
Oh, council, of course. Right. Everybody understand the rules? Okay, we'll start with the proponents, Mr. Mrs. Or their attorney.
Yes, good evening. My name is Carolyn Conway. How are you? My office is at 7 Fairfield Marketplace in Boston, and it's a pleasure to represent Mr. and Mrs. Del Greco tonight in Gathering St. Louis before you as an applicant for a beer and wine license. If I can just do a couple of housekeeping things, we have submitted to the town administrator previously a petition in favor of a beer and wine license that is noticed as received by the town administrator on November 17th, 2009. It contains 265 signatures, and I would request that be marked as an exhibit for consideration by the board and as evidence tonight.
The board members do have a copy.
Okay, I just want to make sure, and I also want to make sure before we move any farther that the affidavit of notice of abutters and the proper notification of abutters has been received also by the town administrator. One thing that I think is remarkable about this application, and that you as a board don't see very often, is that we come before you basically almost as a known quantity. The board is aware the Grecos have owned the restaurant since 2007. They took over basically a very decrepit building and turned it into something that really can be on a corner of a busy intersection, that's something that the town of Reading can be proud of. They went in, these people, they work it every day. They have started a business that has boomed for breakfast and lunch, and unfortunately has not been able to kickstart a dinner business. But what I'm talking to you about being a known quantity is that we already know from the business that is going on there, the capacity is 63 persons. They have parking spaces of 17 for the patrons, which is more than in compliance with your Article 13, Section 200-69 regarding the table of off-street parking. As a matter of fact, given the multiplication table that's in there, they would be entitled to 5 more seats than they already have, given the parking that the premises already has. On any given Sunday morning, they do over 190 covers, running at full capacity, doing 3 or 4 turnovers. So you know what that restaurant does as far as traffic load at any given time, and during the period of time that the Del Bertos have operated this restaurant, we are not aware of one single traffic accident that occurred on that corner, much less attributable to the restaurant, nor have we see any real parking parking problems or traffic problems that are not attended to any given community. We do know that when we go in, the Del Greco's have been running a great business, and they would like to start having a dinner business. That dinner business would consist of northern Italian fare at a very reasonable price. I submit to you that none of the restaurants in the city covers that fine dining atmosphere. It is currently right now run as a family restaurant. If any of you have been there, you'll know that there's a little sitting room that has books and other things dedicated to children. The restaurant itself has 14 tables, and it has 6 stools at the lunch counter. We would not propose to change that in any way, shape, or form. That the configuration of the restaurant would stay the same. The only its operating hours would increase to accommodate dinner. What we would be willing to do, and we have taken, I've watched your meetings before. I know the issues that have arisen before this board. I represented the Del Greco's before the ABCC. I had the opportunity to listen to Officer Sergeant Romeo speak, and since the ABCC application and some of the concerns that the board had before, the Del Greco's have undertaken the steps necessary that they believe will alleviate any of the board's concerns. Number one, we put up extensive lighting both across the street to shine down into the restaurant and in the parking lots of the restaurant. They also have had the parking spaces repainted and reconfigured after conjunction with meetings with the town, whereas there were objections before over the amount of parking that was directly in front of the premises. There were angle parking, and there were concerns of people pulling out, backing out into the street. There are now only 3 parallel parking spaces in front of the restaurant, which we believe has totally eliminated the problem that was seen before. If the licensee or the Del Greco's are given the beer and wine license and are going to be open for dinner, we anticipate that they would be hiring an extra 12 people, putting 12 people to work in there in the form of cooks, in bus people, and as people to just tend to the restaurant itself. Right now, if we're open for dinner, it would be the only restaurant in North Reading that would be serving 3 meals in a family-style atmosphere. Unfortunately, it's just the way that life goes, is that people coming in, they want to be able to have a glass of wine or a bottle of beer with their dinner. And we do understand that there are concerns that this could turn into basically a drinking establishment, that it would, I saw a reference to a biker bar or something else, but we're proposing to you some conditions on the license that this licensee is willing to accept, which are universally, I believe, accepted as a way to prevent this from basically becoming a barroom, but maintaining the Italian restaurant, family restaurant atmosphere that I'm sure that the town would like to maintain. Number one, which the licensee in this case is willing to take as a condition on the license, and I will submit to the board that you can condition the license pursuant to section 1215A and 23 of General Law, Chapter 138. We're willing to take a condition on the license that alcohol is served only in conjunction with the service of the meal. And that would mean that no one could come in and just sit down in these 6 stools in the front and order a beer and sit there. They would, in actuality, in order to be able to get something, also have to order food. And once that food service is over, there is no longer this condition on the license would prevent anybody from just sitting there all night. That person would, you have your glass of wine or your bottle of beer, but thank you very much, and now it's time, to have your meal. I think that would be very, very effective in achieving any eliminating any of the concerns that people may have that this would turn into a barroom. Also, and I think very important, and it's a very different type of condition on a license that we're willing to take, is we're willing to condition this license that it only be allowed to have one TV. There is currently a small TV in the counter section of the restaurant, and as we all know, that the hallmark of a sports bar or any other bar is the number of TVs that are in there, the entertainment that is presented. But we're willing to eliminate that incentive to turn this bar by eliminating our alcohol license to this entertainment with the one TV. That way we could never be a sports bar. We would never attract anybody who would want to just sit and drink because most of the people sit and tend to watch TV. We would be willing to take that condition. The third condition that we would be willing to voluntarily take on the license, although the statute only talks between 11 p.m. and 11 a.m., is that we would be willing to take a closing time at 10:30 at night, which in conjunction with the other conditions on the license, we believe would ensure to this board the grant of this beer and wine license would ensure that this maintains the family-run Italian restaurant. Currently, people in this area of town have to drive approximately 3 miles up to Route 28. They have to, whether they're traveling north or south, they have to cross two busy lanes of the highway. What we'd like to do is just to offer to those people who are here tonight just a very quiet, nice little restaurant. And as I said to you in my outset, you already have a known quantity in front of you, which is a very different decision than you normally have to make with people who are making promises of what they're going to do. You here tonight have the town practice who have already proven to you what they can do. I am going to suggest that the grant of this license is also governed by, obviously it's governed by Massachusetts law, but I would direct your attention to the case of Donovan versus the city of Woburn. I'm happy to supply it to you, which appears at 65 Mass Appellate Court 375. It's a 2006 case that was decided by the appeals court. And in that case, although it dealt with a package store license, I don't think that's the difference, where the licensee in that case was willing to take conditions and had separated itself by location and manner of operation. The appeals court says that the licensing authority in this case must assess this application in light of the conditions that this licensee is proposing to you. That we can't just deal with a broad thing of public safety concerns. There are already public safety concerns. We have to address in this particular application what the licensee has done in this case and what it's willing to give you as far as assurances by way of conditions of what they will do. And we believe that when you go and you make findings and you hear the public tonight talk about what they feel is the public need for this, and you'll find that the grant of the license with conditions is appropriate in this action. I know that there are a lot of people here who want to talk, and I'd like the opportunity to close, if I may, and address some of these concerns. I may even ask to inquire of some of the witnesses, but I'm sure you're, and I no doubt that you're listening to everybody in the room, but I would hope that this offer of the conditions will assure you that these assurances that this licensee is making to you are very heartfelt, and that, as you already know, Mr. and Mrs. Del Greco are residents of the area. Their children attend school here. They live within